Today, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland,
two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 81 yards.
He's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. A good return there, 17 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive.
They're led out by a former #2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And this is going to be a Colts 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 20 carries, 110 yards.
And a rushing title's definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
Room here to run. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
42 yards rushing so far, and this is just their 1st possession. They've got a new set of downs here.
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On the handoff, Taylor.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor.
An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Colts are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Now Dobbins again on second down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And here's Jackson on the option.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
And now hang on here. Looks like we have an injured player. Yeah, Mark Andrews is in some discomfort.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Now Jackson. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
On 2nd and a couple, Wilson. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On the handoff, this is Taylor.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 70 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second down at 4. Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Now, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
Going jet sweep, here's Campbell. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Chuck Clark showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
They turn to Taylor on 4th. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Gordon is going to take this one in for a Colts touchdown. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Gus Edwards with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field.
And, Charles, no two ways around it. Anytime you get the current #1 and #2 seeds in the AFC playing each other this late in a season, it's a big game.
It is definitely a big game, and not just for seeding and placement and such, but for trying to establish yourself as
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. That one good for 37 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
110 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Taylor. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 15. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
After the interception, here's Jackson.
That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay.
The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs.
On second and very short. Jackson right back to Duvernay. That's complete.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
Jackson from the shotgun. He gets this underneath to Dobbins.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
To throw again on second down. Jackson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
They'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. On the move past the 40. Down the left sideline.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson. When you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
Throwing is Jackson.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Colts are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we'll head down to...
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Well, the Colts ready to go to work to start the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
127 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Going jet sweep. Here's Campbell. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Here's Wilson.
Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end. And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here's Taylor. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And this is caught. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. And that goes as a gain of 37 on third down.
Defender was right there in his shorts. Is that one of those situations as a DB where you just tip your cap and say, nice catch?
Well, you're supposed to, but a true competitor, he's not tipping his cap at all. He's upset he still didn't make the play. If it's a 50-50 ball or a moment of truth, he's got to win more than his fair share of them as well.
Probably especially angry because if it was incomplete, would have been fourth down.
Exactly.
Taylor will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Jackson now. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones. A one-handed catch, that's one thing, but with a defender right there, that was a heck of a play.
It used to be that one-handed catch was instinctive in a game. Now it's a practiced move. They work on it before, after, during practice sessions. It becomes part of their repertoire, and it pays off.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Taylor. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That good for 22 and a first down. Not only an explosive play, but an explosive run. I mean, broken tackles along the way to pick up that yardage.
The way things kept churning for him, feet were moving, the legs were driving. Looks like someone who spent his offseason working on hill work, running through sand, all the things that you want to build up those leg muscles.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Colts. Mo Alley Cox, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here, and our score is going to stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. Jackson running again. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Jackson, option right. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They run once more with Taylor. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And this is going to be a Colts first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. Touchdown, Indianapolis. DK Metcalf, 57 yards. And the Colts add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and the lead is now 24. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken in at the 3. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Well, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Third and 2, here's Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 14 yards. And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And they'll try to run it in with Dobbins. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards there and a first down. Wilson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. picked off by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens are right back in this football game.
And now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson.
Open man is Duvernay.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives them a first down. A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down. Now it's Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
12 more yards there and another first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
First down now, but that clock rolling. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
Here's Jackson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews.
And he is going to have a Ravens first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
It's caught. Smith. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they take a knee.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Indianapolis, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's a rare misstep as they'll drop to 11-2 on the year. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.